Be ready to change yourself. Be ready to challenge your better self. Know that your mind can develop a passionate winning spirit, but not by yourself. We guarantee your family in love with your life, and you're gonna love all the grind. Lewis and Bars together, we develop your mindset with vitamin C for your mind. Don't you settle with what you know. There's much to learn, there's much to earn. Tell yourself I'm ready to fight, ready to be heard. Out of success and awakening rise. There's so many words that turn into prices. Be ready to change for the best. Step up and be great. Don't be like the rest. Develop your mindset.
All right, hi everybody, we're back. This is another Saturday Develop Your Mindset podcast. We're back. I'm Baruch, Luis. We do this every week. As you guys know, if you're following the channel, we have really good stuff to talk about. And this is number 76. And 76 is really great because it took a long time to get here, and if you guys, as you guys know, if you're following this podcast from the previous channel, we have separated the channel, the podcast and the jewelry channel separate because we're in the beginning. We are jewelry company. We manufacturing, we make our jewelry, and we manufacture and stuff like that. We make a bunch of videos on that channel, which is Kabarsi Jewelry channel. And so like we separated the channel, and as you guys know, we have 23 followers here. Just today we received 150th follower, and from YouTube we got a little award saying that 150, congratulations. We didn't know, I didn't know at least, and that's great because I guess that's somewhere difficult to get to, and we've been doing this for a while, and then that took a good amount of work, about a year and a half or so, and yeah, so we'd love to grow this channel as well, and for a while we've been stagnant, 23 number, and we'd love to hear from you guys. What can we change? What can we do to make the channel a little bit different, a little bit better? We'd love to hear from you guys, and yeah, you can kind of say the same maybe.
Yeah, so it's exciting to have you guys back with us again for another episode. And yes, as Varis was saying, we do have that separate channel, Kabarsi Jewelry, which did reach 150 subscribers. So, you know, we're very happy for that because we've been all working hard. I've been the one like working with the videos and everything, but like, you know, everybody here is putting in their 2 cents as far as like, you know, what you see in the videos, you know, you see his skill, you see the skill of like some of the workers that we have here in the company as well. You know, they're doing their thing and you get to see that. And so, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's a collaborative thing that we're doing there with the YouTube channel, and it's great. And yes, as far as this channel goes, yes, we have been stagnant for a while now at 23 subscribers. So we would really appreciate the feedback and see like what is it that, you know, you like about the channel that we should do more of, and what perhaps you don't like, and perhaps we should stop doing it or maybe do it in a very different way. So we would really appreciate your feedback, regardless if you like it or you don't. And yeah, we can go ahead and get started with today's podcast.
Yeah, we'll definitely try. I think we should try a different version of this channel, this podcast, and see what happens. Like, remember we used to go out and do podcasts in the park and a bridge, and stuff like that. Maybe we should try to do some of that and see what happens.
We should, yeah.
Maybe come up with new concept.
For sure.
But anyhow, we'd love to hear from you guys anyways. What do you think about? Let's start, this is number 76, and this is great. We learn a lot, and then we are gonna try to keep it a little bit short, this one, because I think short and deliberate, it's gonna be very good for everyone. You guys get to hear what we have to say about our week and what we went through and what was important, what was the point where it changes us, and all kinds of stuff that we talk about. So we're gonna go ahead and start with number 1 question, which is great environment helps to combat the difficulty, you know. difficulty is there all the time, but great environment helps it, man. Like, you'll combat, because at the end of the day, when you are committed for whole week from Monday to Friday to do like non-stop work, focus, and try to do something better, and all kinds of things when you're at work or doing something important, trying to achieve something. Great environment definitely helps, because as you guys know, like sometimes us, like as a human being, our brain goes a little bit depressed, a little bit sad, a little bit confused. All kinds of adversities will hit a wall, and you don't know how to pass through it. That would keep you stagnant and all kinds of stuff. But when you have support, a team, and patience and understanding, definitely it's a different environment, and you'll take a little bit of your time maybe, and then you'll come back and go at it again one more time. It's all about that, because as you guys know, life is not lined up with successes only. There are a lot of failures in between all that, and a lot of changes happen. And it's one of those things where when you're surround yourself with great people, great environment, that it makes it a little bit easier to jump back to somewhere where you're gonna refocus, re-get energized, and then redo what you were doing, continue doing that, and so that's why I called it combat, because it almost feels like it's a military style, like you're in a war zone type of either internal war zone or whatever is happening. So it's definitely you're combating your patience, your attitude, your skills, all kinds of stuff. So definitely it makes it easier when the environment is great. So I think pretty much that's what I have to say about all this.
For sure. I mean, yes, your environment is extremely important. Everything from the place itself to the people you choose to surround yourself with, because yes, whatever journey it is that you pick to embark into, especially if it's one of growth, you will face a lot of adversities, a lot of challenges and difficulties. And so yes, you will have some sort of level of skill to deal with those, but at some point it's just going to get a bit overwhelming, because if you are going for big things, that means that the bigger the vision, the bigger the thing you're going after, the more adversities and the more challenges are going to be in the way. And so because of that, it's almost impossible for you to be able to deal with all those difficulties and adversities all on your own. Eventually you're going to need not only like resources, of course, because those are extremely helpful from the people that you surround yourself with, but also the emotional support as well. If you have people around you who are also on their same journey, they're always motivated, they're positive, they're inspiring, and they're constantly like pushing each other. Whenever it is that you just don't feel that, you'll have those people that are supporting you and uplifting you with positive vocabulary, positive vibe, energy. And so all of that actually does make a difference, when you're striving for something, even though it may seem like that's not the case, and you may think that it all comes down to your skill and your resources. And sure, that's equally as important as well. You need to have the skill, you need to have the right resources that are going to help you achieve things, but you also need to be in that positive mindset and motivated as well. So definitely your environment can really amplify what you're already doing. And this can also work in the opposite direction, actually. If you surround yourself with the wrong people and you're in the wrong environment, that can also potentially put your whatever goals and ambitions you have, it can potentially put them in danger at that point, because your environment can actually sabotage you into believing that what you're going after, especially if your vision is really big, they can actually sell you into believing that whatever it is that you're going after is almost impossible, and that, you know, you're not necessarily capable of doing such a thing. And so that may in turn result in you not pursuing what you really want to pursue. So your environment is extremely important. That way they understand what you're going after. And it's always helpful that you surround yourself with people who are also on the same journey. Maybe not similar, that you guys are not going after the same thing, but you guys are putting in the same amount of energy to go after your own personal goals and stuff. And so that in of itself, it's still the same energy. And so you guys will be able to understand each other and be able to push each other. And of course, you know, in the end, that's how really big things get done. You know, it's really comes down to your environment and the people you surround yourself with. So, yeah.
Yeah, you know, while you're speaking, in my mind, there is this movie I've seen, but I don't know the name of it, but it was playing because it's one of those things, you know, like when you go to hard training, sometimes your comrade, your partner, something happens and they get exhausted and they fall on the ground, and you kind of have to stay there and then motivate that person until they get up, they hold their breath, so to speak, you know,
Of course, yeah.
and just you know, like, and get up and starts motivating him or her to go ahead forward.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes life is so weird because sometimes that person could end up being motivating you on the, you know, on how do you say, like when you are going to your target, your mission, and then there's going to be some place where you might get that person that was motivating that person might get a little bit off, or, you know, lose some energy, focus, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like back and forth, where like it's almost like playing a ball, throwing to each other type of, but always motivating each other to go to the destination, wherever, you know, you're working towards, because not a lot of people are doing that. You know, as we know, like a lot of people would talk bad on you, you know, put you down, and then you know, the opposite of that, how you were explaining. But also this is also has the opposite part of it too. So yeah, I don't think I need to explain that part, but whatever I said, the opposite can happen too. So yeah. Let's go to the next, which is focus, determination, and calmness. Gets you closer to your goal faster. So, obviously, when you have really little bit of like your environment, if it's destructive, if it's something that you don't get fond of, and then that's happening too many of times around you, you're gonna get out of focus, and you're no matter how determined you are, you're not gonna be able to stay focused. Your determination, you know, like needs your focus needs determination, and then this is how you have to. You're gonna like put your full focus, your full energy into whatever you're doing, and staying calm is very, very important also as well. Gets you closer to your goals and faster. The reason I said this, because I don't know, this week I felt a little bit anxious, a little bit out of focus, out of place. So I needed a little bit time, and then I was putting a lot of energy doing other things, helping other people, and that was kind of like I would go sit down on my table to do a little bit of work. It would take me a little bit of time to refocus, you know, my determination was there, but I found myself at least 2-3 times laying on the sofa, just closing my eyes so I can refocus, re-energize. And yeah, that's, you know, not every week, not every month is going to be the same. There's going to be times where you're off, and you got to fight through it, basically. And as long as you do stay committed to the goal, I think you got to find ways. You gotta deal with it, do whatever you have to do to come back on the road, to continue going and like getting to your goal or goals. Yeah, I think I said this. I'm almost like talking to myself when I'm saying this, but I know that this happens to almost all of us, and yeah. So hopefully this will get you think about what you're going through, if you are going through, or if you know someone going through.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're gonna get rid of those noises, but when you're doing the video.
What's going on over there? Everything okay?
Microsoft is talking to us, man.
What's the matter?
We're coming into the podcast.
Where do you think it's going?
Why you say it like that?
He doesn't care, man.
Anyway, so focus and determination and calmness,
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
a good time to focus now.
So for sure, I mean, they're all important in their own aspect. Focus, of course, focus helps you like fully concentrate on whatever it is that you're doing, and at the same time eliminate any sort of distraction that may be in your surroundings. And so in order for you to focus and amplify your level of focus, it's important that you, first of all, I mean, we already spoke about having the right environment. So pretty much, you have to get the right environment. You have to get the right people around you. That way they understand that you need to focus. Because if you don't, then if you have people who are not in the same journey as you are, and these are like the wrong people, they won't understand what it really takes to focus and to really zone into whatever it is that you're doing. They'll constantly want to take your attention away from whatever it is that you're doing, and have them pay you. What am I saying, man? They're gonna have you
Refocus.
Pay attention to them, and so that's not good, because you need to pay attention to whatever it is that you're doing. And so you need an environment that understands that you need to focus, and sometimes that focus is going to come at a cost for the people around them. Around you, and so that can come as far as like perhaps you may have to ignore these people. Maybe you just don't talk as much. Maybe you're just fully determined, and so you just got to spend like 2-3 hours just there focused. And so, but it's important because you need that. You need to have that time, because that's when you'll be getting the most done. And of course, you can focus for a very long period of time. Eventually, you do have to take some breaks here and there in order for you to, regain your the energy that's spent while you're focusing and really working hard at it. And so that takes time, of course. If you currently are not able to focus, I mean, there's a few things you can do, of course, just like, fixing your environment, the people around you, eliminating distractions that may be taking your attention away, and so on and so forth. And maybe you can do things like something that he always says. I don't necessarily do this much, but, watch whatever it is that you're eating, and anything that you're consuming can also help you with your focus, and so on and so forth. And so there's many things that you can do, but definitely focus is important. Determination, of course, you got to be determined as to whatever it is that you're doing. That's the one factor that will keep you, working hard for a prolonged amount of time, instead of just being all over the place and not really knowing what you're supposed to be doing. And so by you being determined, you'll get things done. Even if you aren't necessarily feeling well enough to do them, you'll still do them, because you're determined, that you know that you have to do whatever it is you have to do in order to advance and grow. And so even if you feel tired, you may not feel in the mood, you emotionally may not be there ready to perform, but you're going to still perform anyway, because you have to do it anyway. And so, and calmness, of course, there will be times where things are just going to get you're gonna get anxious. You're gonna get things are just not gonna be working out, and so you have to find your way of being able to just simmer down, relax, and sort of embrace whatever it is that you're feeling, and being able to accept. Maybe you're getting anxious because things aren't working out. You made a mistake, or something along those lines, and you have to really embrace that and learn from that and move forward. And so that'll get you to your goals faster, because it'll get you to take action faster than if you were to get stuck in those adversities.
Like when you're talking again, because when you talk, I kind of think, and one word kept on coming in my mind is burning desire. What is your burning desire? What is it that you want the most? What is it that you want the most for yourself? Like the work that you're doing to come into reality. Like you have to, like you focus so much, you put all your time into so much doing that, and then not thinking about anything else. That's like, you want that thing so bad, like that is burning desire, like you want it. And then when you get to that point, it doesn't matter how sad you get, how upset you get, how crazy things get, you still do it, and you still do it, and you still do it. You find ways. There's, sometimes it's a maze when you get into something and you have to figure out. And then when you have that kind of focus and that kind of burning desire, you just do it, man. Until you get there, I guess. So.
Yeah.
I didn't know today I was gonna see that thing 150 is a milestone. I didn't know. You just do it, and then you find out that you're there. Like something happened. So that's like, it's a small step, but something happened.
For sure.
That made me like, oh shit. Okay, what is next? What is the next target? I guess So have a burning desire and ask yourself, what is it, that burning desire? Don't desire some stupid shit. Like desire is something about, it's gonna change the way you are, the way you take care of stuff. So let's go to the next. Always helping and giving time will get a person to readjust their commitment to the goal. So there is the always. That means you don't do it 5 times, 10 times. You do it non-stop, constantly, as long as you're doing that thing. Help and give, help and giving time. Helping. So this is helping is multiple people, right? It's not one. You have to help your client, your friend, your family. You have to help. If you don't understand helping and you're helping the wrong person, you have to readjust that, because you have to help the right people and you have to help people. And giving time will get a person to readjust. Sometimes we all need a little bit time. You just have to give time to yourself, to your friend, to whomever, and help them to readjust, or maybe you fucking have to readjust to something, and commitment to the goal. And there's always like as I always talk about this, which is like your goal should, or at least should be bigger, like really big, that it's gonna take many years to get there. Don't set small goals, because small goals are easy to get there. Everybody else is doing. So make sure you set a goal that it's going to be worth it to spend all the effort and time to get there. Make sure that you don't surpass the time of that device, that software, that design that you are working, so the time doesn't pass. What I'm saying is like the time meaning the market. A lot of times designs, ideas, stuff don't last forever. Other people come with better ideas and your idea would come obsolete. So That's what I'm trying to say. So accordingly put time and work really hard to get there in that time. While you're doing that, we're all gonna lose track of mind. We're gonna lose attention, focus, determination. We're gonna lose stuff, and it happens internal. And when you see that, you're gonna give yourself time. Give time to get back to the line, to going to back to the working towards the goal. And if that happens, you have to know that this is going to happen. You have to know that it's going to take time, work, and this could happen multiple times until you get to the goal. So if you are not familiar with this, ask yourself, are you willing to pay the price? Because this is a price that you have to pay. You can't get angry, you can't get you can't get too off because the goal is it's almost like it's going down the hill, it's rolling down the hill. It's like you have to catch up to it. Sometimes you fall behind, so you have to ask yourself if you willing to pay the price, so to speak, like if you are committed enough. Otherwise you might want to do something else, and just do it, man. Not all of us we're gonna get there, but if you do, it's gonna be worth it, because because a lot of good things takes a lot of work, and a lot of focus, a lot of determination as well. So I wish you good luck.
Yeah, so always helping and giving time. I think there's a good return when you go out there and you proactively help people. But I think one thing I really agree with is that you really do gotta choose who you decide to help, because you can't help the entire world.
No, you can't.
So you can only help so many people in your lifetime, and so it's important that you select the right people that you're gonna help, because. And how you select these people, of course, that's really up to you, like your personality and, what you value in life and what your belief system is. That will pretty much determine who you end up helping at the end of the day. And so you have to choose accordingly, and be okay with sometimes you will have to leave people out, but at the same time, you will be able to help a certain amount of people. And you want to make sure that the people you help, like, they get, like, the maximum amount of help that they can from you, because of who you are, you'll be able to provide a certain amount of value to the right people. If you target the right people, they'll be able to take the maximum amount of value. And so that's why you want to be selective and be able to help. And of course, there's a great sense of readjusting their commitment to their goal, because sometimes there will be people in your life where they'll have a goal, they'll have a massive goal, but like we said previously, there will be adversities and things that will happen, difficulties, and so that can cause someone to just start having the sense of like giving up. Maybe they have negative thoughts coming into their heads, and so they start to slow down, or they start to lose direction of their goal. And so if they have you in your life and in their lives, then it's a good idea, that you can go in there and actually help them out and remind them of what their goal is, and try to sort of get in there and help them out and try to readjust their commitment once again, because commitment in of itself is sort of a skill, I would say. Like, that's something that you got to really practice. Like, you can't just it's not. It may be something that you can be born with having good commitment skills, but if you don't, you can always practice them and learn how to actually commit properly to the degree that you're not constantly like feeling that urge of wanting to give up or wanting to just break out of this commitment and go somewhere else and start a whole new journey, because that always sounds exciting, right? Like something you're trying something for a while, it doesn't work. It's very easy to just be like, what, this isn't working, let me just go and start something new. And that sense of like that adrenaline of starting something new is always like it's always fun. It's always exciting to do something like that. But
Grass is greener the other side.
yeah,
But if you mow your grass and then you water your grass, guess what? You're gonna have green grass too. You don't have to worry about the other guy grass because the other guy is doing that work. So the other side always sounds good, looks good, but you forget that those guys are doing their work.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it's very easy to just, do something like that. And so you have to realize that with any journey, it's going to be the same. Like, you're going to have to put in the work. You're going to have to put in the hours. No matter what journey you pick, it's always going to be the same, even if it looks like it's going to be different in some other area. The thing is, it's going to be the same. You're going to have to put in the same amount of work anywhere you go. And so you just got to find something that you love and that's connected with your values and that
Most important.
And so once you find that, you commit to it. And sure, there will be times where things are just they're not gonna work. You're gonna have difficulties, adversities, like we've said, and that's normal. Like, you're gonna have to face those, and you will get through those some way, somehow. But the important thing is to keep on going and not give up and not fall apart, and let a few difficulties like destroy your entire goal that you set for yourself in the beginning. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like when you find something that you're really fond of and you really love to do, what is that, whatever that is, there's different levels of that, whatever that is, and then what level you're gonna be comfortable doing. Hopefully a pretty high level, because a lot of people choose to stay lower level because it's easier, and that becomes their comfort zone. And when you are in that comfort zone, you're never going to get to your full potential, because you're not pushing yourself. You're becoming, falling out of focus, falling out of love sometimes, until you find love back to what you're doing. And meanwhile, your competition hasn't stopped for a second, so you're falling behind there, and you have to work harder now to catch up the time that you lost. So another thing is, like, I personally have multiple things that I'm committed to, not only one. I'm committed to being a boss. I'm committed to spending money, developing online business. I'm committed to every weekend paying my people, making sure they get paid. I'm committed doing my new designs for my clients. I'm committed and committed. There's so many I'm committed still, and this takes a lot of effort, a lot of work, a lot of focus. I don't have not even 1 minute every 24 hours. I don't have 1 minute for myself. But this is what I want, this is what I love to do, and I will defend it with my all energy and my power to keep this intact. If somebody, I was talking to one of my clients yesterday. I'm like, if one of my clients decides not to pay the company, I have to protect the company. Because I love my company and I love my people, and I do anything to protect it. I will definitely stop working with that person, and I won't tolerate that, because you're hurting my company. What do you think I'm gonna do? You're hurting the people that I love. What do you think I'm gonna do? So you have to commit in that kind of level to that becomes so important that if your mind tells you whatever, my mind tells me all kinds of shit, man. Like, and I refuse to listen to my mind, because I'm very clear to my commitment, what it is, and then I am married to it, and I just fucking fight for it every minute of that I'm breathing, in my life, and so no one's gonna come and take it away from me. No one. Only the Lord can take it away from me. The universe, the higher power can take it away from me, and that I can't stop that. But the rest, nothing can take it away from me. My commitment is to my company, to my people, and we're gonna be successful. And I won't take it any other way. You know, this is how it's gonna get done. And yeah, internally I fight. I tell everything I'm telling to you guys here. I tell it to myself, and I don't allow myself to get to the other side. I stay focused no matter what. So let's go to the next. Do not give up. Don't settle. Strength and courage will point you to your destination. Again, you know, like you're coming back to the strength, to focus. Don't settle. Like, why are you gonna settle? That's stupid. Like, we have short life, you guys. I was listening to I don't know who. Like, the guy goes, 50-year-old person lived 250,000 hours. That's it. 250,000 hours. When we're doing calculations, when we're talking, we just throw numbers. Million times. 10 million times. 50-year-old person didn't live 10 million hours. It's only 250,000 hours, man. Like, life is short. Our friend, our colleague, our employee, he freaking passed away when he was 44. He didn't see 50. He definitely lived less than 250,000 hours. You know? No one's coming. Like, let's go. Like, you know, let's go do it now. So we can have a little bit of cool life, awesome life, drive cool cars, whatever is your wish and dream, do that. And fucking, like, when you're going out, you'll be like, I don't have any regrets. I fucking did it. And, you know, that was a great life. I want to come back and do it again, you know? The thing is, when you come back, there's no memory, there's nothing. You come clean slate, you know, like, there's nothing. You get to do it over again. You do it differently that time, you know?
For sure.
Yeah, it's awesome. So yeah, this whole thing is like strength. You need some strength. You know, you have to have internal strength. A lot of times we see muscles and guys talking loud and everything, and then when comes down, push and shove down to, you know, whatever, next thing you know, those guys are fucking like fleeing. You'll find yourself by yourself, you know, defending that front, whatever that is, and, you know, not always strong has the strength. You know, the internal strength, it takes a long time to develop. You need to have some kind of tools, some kind of words, some kind of all kinds of you know, little sayings to yourself to get you to hold your ground, to hold your line, you know. And if you don't have those, you better look for it, and you better find it, because otherwise you're gonna flee. You're not gonna hold your line, you know. So yeah, you have to be willing to pay the price. Okay, even if you're gonna die, you have to hold your line. You know, a lot of times soldiers do that. A lot of times family people do that. A lot of people do this, but sometimes it's very hard to find them too. So because a whole lot of people don't want to do that. It's easier to roam through life without being noticed, and you know, when it comes down to holding your line, they just don't have the tools for it, you know. But yeah, man, I don't know. I think this is pretty good explanation right there.
Yeah, it was definitely very hardcore. You know, it was very strong.
I needed to take a shot of a coffee there.
But for sure, I mean, do not give up. I think it really it goes back to the previous point where we were talking about commitment, and I think really your strength of commitment will determine that at the end of the day, if you will flee. You know, at the time that when the adversity hits, when the difficulty hits, you know, that's really where it'll get tested. And here's the thing, I mean, we have the word courage here, and I think that's really what it comes down to. It comes down to courage. It doesn't really come down to sometimes you will face an adversity and you won't have the skill to overcome it, and you won't have the necessary resources to do so as well. And so the only thing you're really left with is your sense of commitment and your courage to really stand up for yourself, even if you just don't have, you know, what it takes to really confront it. But even then, you're still there, you know, you're still there to face it anyway because you're committed. And so that's really, you know, the admirable part of commitment, you know, and you've seen this, you know, like you were saying, you know, in like fighting, and like you see it sometimes like in movies and stuff, you know, you see like the person, you know, you see them, they're down on the floor, you know, they're probably outnumbered, you know, like there's like more of the other team, you know, and there's like almost he's the only one left or something. He still stands up and he's still like willing to, like, you know, fight till the end, you know. And that's really, even if the situation there at that point, it seems like, okay, that's ridiculous, like you're obviously gonna lose, like you're outnumbered, but you know, that person still like is willing to go for it because they're committed. They know like what they value, they know what they stand for, they know what they're here for, their purpose is, and so they'll still stand up for it. And that's really what it comes down to. It comes down to your strength and your courage to really stand up for whatever it is that you're committed, whether that's for your, like you say, for your company, for your friends, your family, your cause. There's so many things you can stand up for, and so that's really what it comes down to. And so, you know, if you still haven't found your commitments, I mean, you can still go out there and still, you know, go after them and find them. But like we said, you know, always look at your values, your belief system, and, you know, at the end of the day, that's kind of what will determine, you know, where you decide to put your commitment. And so, yeah,
man, stay committed, whatever you guys doing, you know. If you're digging a hole, stay committed digging, because that's it's not going to get done otherwise. So the next is the old will get you there, the new will help you get to the help you to go beyond. There's all kinds of old, all kinds of new, of course. The old mindset, the new mindset, the old version of you, the new version of you. All kinds of old news come into play in personal endeavors. And so like if you had some kind of belief system where you were getting governed by and that's getting you nowhere, and you're not getting too happy of seeing that kind of govern, you're probably gonna have to find your new version of you, man. You know, like what is the better way to do this? You know, like eventually you'll get to something that it's working, and that becomes your new version, new you. And you kind of have to use that and go beyond to where you were stagnant, you know. And there's always something that we want to do better, and we just need a little bit of tools, maybe need a little bit of new idea, need a little bit of new, and you know, that would help you to kind of like leap to the next stage. And yeah, I mean, I always do it, you know. Like I've changed so many times. I don't even think about my old versions anymore. And sometimes people see me when they haven't seen me for a long time. They're like, "Bro, you're a little bit different." I'm like, "Of course I'm different. What do you think?" Like, "Well, are you the same?" That's fucking scary. Like, like, what would you want to stay same? Like, there's always, you know, there's this other notion people use that midlife crisis. Bro, I'm going midlife crisis every day. Like, you know, like, of course I'm changing. I don't want to stay the same. Like, I am in crisis. You know, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Like, you don't go one time midlife crisis. You should go all the time. You know, why would you want to stay the same? Like, You read something, you get new concept, new idea, you start using that, you're not the same anymore, you know, and then on and on, you know, you bring some, you get new client, you get new something, and then you're not the same anymore, you know. Driving stick shift and driving automatic is not the same. Why would you want to think like you were driving whatever before, and on. So yeah, you have to find new yourself, become the better version of you, and do it well when you get there.
Yeah, so becoming the better version of you. I mean, this is something that's like, you know, it's pretty out there. I mean, I think a lot of people use it, especially like in the self-development area. Like a lot of people use that phrase, and so yeah, I mean, there's like a huge meaning, you know, behind it, and of course, you know, like the old. I guess when it comes to the old, it's like all the old information and everything you've been doing in the past and all your experiences pretty much have led you to where you are now. And so, you know, the new information, new resources, the new people you choose in your life, they can propel you in a whole different direction. But I think it really comes down to you really making a choice as far as like who do you want to become in the future, because there's two versions of you. There's the version that you currently are now, and then there's a version that you want to strive to become. And so
That's right.
And so pretty much whatever version that you're striving to become, that in of itself is going to give you the proper guidance. And so you pretty much just reverse engineer from that point on, because you know who you want to become. And so now you try to, you know, look for, you know, other people who may be on that same journey, who have already become the person, or at least something similar to who you want to become. And you start studying those people, and you start studying like what they've done with their lives. And so, you know, that way you're able to, you know, really determine and see like what steps you're supposed to take. And so sure, you know, you can also get pretty creative and take your own steps as well, but it's always, you know, good and useful that you just study other people as well who've already done it, because they can save you. Like we said, time is precious, and so the more you're able to cut that learning curve, the better. That way you're able to get to your better version much faster. And so, you know, studying other people and, you know, learning new things can really help shorten that amount of time that it takes for you to get to where you want to get to. And
That's my phone.
Your phone's ringing, man. What happened? What happened to turning everything off, man?
I don't know, bro. It's sitting over there.
He likes to talk shit about my shit.
I know. I don't know. But people here, they say that I like to talk shit, but in my mind, I think I don't. But I don't know.
That's the problem, because in your mind you think you don't.
There's a problem, man, right there.
But yeah, just to like close off, like my thoughts on this point. Yeah, so always be seeking for new information, and of course do it with the purpose to become a better version of you. But not only like the better version, but also the realist version of you, because I mean, you can tell and say things to other people that you want to do certain things, but at the end of the day, that's what we said in the previous point, to not settle. Deep down, you know exactly like the things you would like to have in life. Like you can't really lie to yourself in that manner. Like, you know deep down what you want, and so you want to align that with your better self. And so, you know, you becoming the best version of yourself is you becoming the version where you pretty much are your realest self. You're the most honest, and you're able to openly express yourself because, you know, this is who you are. And so yeah.
All right. So, you know, I remember the word deep divers. I forgot his name. What is his name? Do you remember it?
This is Ralph Smart.
Yeah?
It's the
He's a black guy, right?
it's the Infinite Waters.
Infinite Waters? Yeah. I remember that word when you're saying like you have to go deep inside you. You gotta be deep diver, man. You gotta hold your breath and go deep, right? So that's a cool way of explaining internal what happens. Develop your mindset, because the podcast is develop your mindset. That's how we close the last question, so we can give our 2 cents. And I thought today we were going to do like 30 minutes, but obviously we're much over 30 minutes because there was a lot to say. This was, we dive deep into everything. Let's go for it, man. Develop your mindset on holding your ground. So obviously, if you don't hold your ground, you're screwed. And if you hold your ground, you are not. You're screwed in a different way. The thing is, holding ground is better than not holding the ground. And the thing, like your commitment, your love towards what you're doing, and your passion, if it's there, you're gonna hold your ground. You're not gonna change your mind very easily until you get convinced about something that it's not working, and then once you find something better to do to make it work, then you obviously you'll change, and your ground gonna shift a little bit here and there. But obviously, you gotta develop your mind around this, and then make yourself really become into understanding of what you're doing, and that's gonna be your mindset, and then always hold your ground, and don't settle.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much said it. You took the words from my mouth.
You always have it another way, man.
You
come back in a different way.
All right, let's do this. So, develop your mindset on holding your ground. So, I mean, pretty much like the analogy I gave earlier about you holding your ground and you standing up for whatever it is that you believe. That's really going to come with time, of course. You getting to know yourself and really exploring the world and knowing exactly like what you connect with and what you don't connect with. And, this can come from something subtle as, energy wise, maybe like energy wise, like you connect with certain people, and with some you just really don't. It could be with activities as well. You're doing a certain activity, it fulfills you with energy. You do another one, it drains you. So maybe you want to stay away from those. And so, so pretty much, so you have those, and then you have like the more obvious ones as far as like, knowing your strengths and knowing like, is that something that my strengths can come out in, or is it something where I have to constantly use my weaknesses? Then perhaps that's not something you want to do. And so it really comes down with time and experience. But like we said, you don't have you just don't know how much time you have. So you really gotta be out there, be very proactive with this, take action, and figure out what are your values, what is your belief system, who do you want to become ultimately. And so with that, you'll start taking action, and you'll eventually find that one cause and the right people in your life that are going to help you reinforce your idea of really holding your ground.
If you're a religious person, you probably want to pray for that. It's not very often you meet those people, and they want to come and be in your life in whatever ways. And with that, this is it. We're done with the questions. Our mind. Only thing I wish for you guys is like develop your mindset on like become your amazing version of yourself. And with that, thank you. This was again number 76, Develop Your Mindset podcast, and we love doing this show. We want to do better. We're always finding different ways, different questions, different stuff to do to find something better. We're always, obviously, we believe in develop your mindset. We believe in developing this show even, in a place where we can reach out even further to more people, and we'd love to hear from you guys about that. Like we said in the beginning, let us know, leave some comments down below. Let's find out. Let's make this happen, man. And with that, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe and do all that. And Luis is gonna finish.
Yeah, so I mean, very interesting podcast as always. I hope you were able to learn a lot from it. And yeah, I mean, develop your mindset constantly, especially with this. I think the first point was really very important as far as like your environment goes. It's extremely important, really. Like, this is something I've been working on too. So like, that's why it's like probably one of my favorite points in this podcast, which was the environment, because you constantly have to see, you know, what's going on there, and see like, you know, is the environment still serving your purpose, or is it like, you know, taking you in the wrong direction, and make sure you realign. So yeah, so
Awesome.
other than that, yeah, I mean, thank you very much for watching. Yeah, there's going to be some links down below, such as our social media, so you guys can follow us on Facebook, Instagram. Of course, the link to our book, The 10 Stages to Skill Mastery, will be down below as well if you want to download the ebook version, or if you want to listen to the audiobook version, you'll find a link down below as well. And also, yeah, I mean, if you want to check out, we spoke about our channel, YouTube channel, where we show jewelry videos and stuff. You can find that down below as well. We've got that YouTube channel if you're interested in jewelry.
And the website.
And the website, of course, the website is constantly getting updates. Those updates sometimes are redesign updates. Sometimes we're adding new products there. But if you love jewelry, make sure you check it out. There will be a link down below as well for you guys to check that out. And
Awesome.
yeah. All right.
Done. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week.
Thank you very
Appreciate
much.
you guys. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Develop your mindset.